Hello and welcome to Back to the Feature, the show where we talk about movies past, present, and future. Today we're talking about a 1987 not quite classic in The Secret of My Success. The Secret of My Success stars Michael J. Fox, obviously one of our favorite actors here at Back to the Feature. This is one that I had heard about before and I heard reference to on one of my favorite shows, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And that actually got me a little excited when we found that this was coming up this year for us to do. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, so was I. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I am a big Michael J. Fox fan, and this is one that, it really just slipped under the rug. I didn't really... is this kind of that lost, forgotten movie from the 80s that he was in? So,
I definitely think, though, there's definite reasons why.
Yes,
there's
there are
definitely reasons why it got forgotten and lost in the shuffle.
But I was glad, that it comes up. This is its 30-year anniversary, and there are fans out there of this movie, and it gets referenced in It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. It's one of my favorite episodes.
I love the way that they described. Then they play that song, Day Bow Bow.
Day Bow Bow.
Day Bow Bow.
Yeah, and they use that song quite a few times in this movie.
They use it at least twice. I think.
At least
twice. I like kind of like the first time they're using it, like the drive up to the house. It feels appropriate. There's another song that they use, and I can't quite remember, that they use in here too, that I know is in like a bunch of other movies as well. So, the soundtrack was very typically 80s. And I don't think in a very good way, though. It just kind of felt like, soundtracks that we heard in a billion other movies just
throughout the 80s. Shuffled in there.
There's some saxophone and some synth drums and that kind of sound. A lot of pianos and stuff like that. So, it's... it works, but it's definitely a product of its time. I think that's a big thing with this movie. It's a product of its time.
So for those of you who don't know, this movie is basically about a Kansas boy, Michael J. Fox, who has kind of he just wants to get out of Kansas. He wants to go to New York, become successful, make something of his name. So
yeah, it's really ambitious.
He's got to drive, and he gets started off in a mailroom of his uncle's company, and...
Yeah, his uncle is actually a huge CEO, one of the most successful CEOs. I like the scenes, though, in the beginning of the movie where he's going around trying to find a job initially, because he really wants to make it on his own. I really like that about the character, is that he really was very self-driven and really wanted to make it on his own talent and not be given anything. So he goes around. I did like that.
Yeah,
he goes around to these different interviews. The first one says he doesn't have any experience because he went to college, and then the other one says that he has... enough experience, but he
starts lying on his resume.
He starts lying.
Do I have too much experience?
Yeah. That was funny where you see the overcorrection, but he still doesn't get it. But yeah, then eventually goes to his uncle's company, and he kind of cons his way into a better position, into a corner office. In this building and pretends to be one of these, elite
corporate
businessmen.
A suit.
Corporate suit. So here's what I said about it. I said it was this kind of you could definitely see it was one of those combination movies where the year before they had gotten Wall Street and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so they're like, let's just sort of smash those two ideas together. Throw Michael J. Fox, who at the time was right in the midst of doing Back to the Future. He's a huge young star, perfect age at the time. So it's a lot of I thought a lot of right and easy decisions. I think that for producers at the time to make. You've got a great charismatic lead. You've got a couple movies that you're kind of riffing off of that work. Mm-hmm. And I think that it definitely made it. It's not super original, but it definitely was fun.
Yeah, this is Herbert Ross, the director of Footloose and the writer of Top Gun. So, you got to get that mix in there. And it's kind of like a John Hughesy kind of film, There's those... Well, it reminds me of... we were talking about it if Ferris Bueller graduated from college, how he would become, this would be kind of the sequel. With Michael J. Fox. It's a fun movie overall.
I think that actually, if they had done it as actually being a sequel, got Matthew Broderick to do, that would be an excellent sequel to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It would just work.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is definitely
way
higher.
That's one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, this is definitely, though, like I said, it's one of those combination movies. You can definitely see the studio heads sort of just loving the idea of this movie, and you definitely see why it got made when it got made.
Yep.
But yeah, on to like Michael J. Fox in general, and this is kind of, he was the draw. I think obviously for us, like, are we going to do this movie or do something else this week? And we looked at it, well, it's Michael J. Fox, and, you know, there's honestly not tons and tons of movies out there with him in there. I mean, there's Back to the Future and The Frighteners and everything, but there's, like I said, I don't think he had like a huge career, you know, and so we were definitely interested in seeing a Michael J. Fox movie we'd never seen before. And I think that he is the best part of this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
He's so charming. He just really knows how to just kind of win you over. And just really, I think, was just a perfect fit for this role.
I absolutely agree. My favorite scene, there's a scene when he's on the phone with his mom.
The conducting?
And, yeah. The conducting. Oh! No, there's a few, actually, some pretty great scenes in this. But yeah, no, the phone booth. He's on the phone with his mom back in Kansas, and she's like, well, how's New York City? And he's just like, oh, it's great, you know, people are nice. And there's like a gas station being like, you know, armed robbery.
Yeah, there's
like
50, an old woman being held at gunpoint.
Shots are like firing through the phone.
He's like, God, yeah, Ma, it's Miami Vice. I think they just flipped the convertible. He just delivers this stuff really smoothly. He knows exactly how to say it, and
his reaction is very just priceless. There's just a lot of that Marty McFly in a minute, you know. It's just that like classic Michael J. Fox. But like a little bit dirtier though, like you know, like definitely it's kind of like a movie. There's a lot of sex in it, you know. It's like Wall Street and sex, and you know what I mean, and money and everything like that. So I think that's definitely the appeal. I think, you know, what the appeal was kind of supposed to be is this kind of this sexy, young, like funny movie, you know, for people to go see. I definitely, though, I was surprised by how much I ended up laughing at it in general, but I don't know how, I really need to think about how many of those percentages of the laughs were because of how dated something was, or the idea of it was, where, like, that would just be acceptable in the 80s, where now it's like, there's certain things we do in film now, I'm glad that we think about it that way, and not like this anymore, so there's definitely some things that are dated. Very dated things. Some misogynistic things.
Yeah, I have to say the end result of the movie definitely didn't sit well with me, and I think it was probably my biggest issue with it, was kind of like, what is this movie kind of saying? It's definitely like, you know, like he has a cake and eats it too, and it's just kind of, you know, okay, kids, you want to be successful and make it to the top, well, just sort of lie to everyone you know, and as long as you sleep with the right people and can grease palms and have a nice firm butt, you'll, you know, make it there. So
you always got your pants on.
Because everybody's just banging each other. Everybody's banging each other in this movie. You know, like, you know,
that's what New York suits do, right?
Exactly. They're just banging all day. Like when he's trying to hide from the CEO, and he like jumps in the closet, and there's people banging in the closet on a copy or whatever the hell's going on, you know? Yeah, I said to get some supplies, you know.
They don't even take notice, like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, so that's kind of the lens with which this movie sort of looks through. So it's... I definitely don't see this movie going over well with audiences today. There'd be some pretty full message boards. But I think overall, though, still just sort of a funny, raunchy 80s comedy. Product of its time, but
it was an enjoyable ride. Yeah, enjoyable watch. Overall.
So did you have any other negatives or anything you wanted to weigh in with?
You know, I don't know. Like, the 80s soundtrack is rough.
Yeah.
I just am not a fan of that type of music at all. And it's just
it's really lazy. It does seem lazy, doesn't it?
And then the Day Bow Bow, it's like you gotta put that in twice. Like, I get it. Like, you gotta throw it in there once.
Bow Bow. Oh yeah. Twice.
You had to go in the movie twice. Like, you had to use it twice. I don't know. There's just stuff like that in the movie, and some of the just how some of the characters are written is very dated. Like, even like his friend in the mailroom.
Oh yeah,
he's just a character that's like, you know, you almost forget to even talk about him because he's really like,
he's barely in the movie.
He
but And then he gets to sit at the table at the end, like when they take over the company. He gets to sit right next to him, which is just like to me did not sit right.
Who is this guy? Like he just tripped the mailroom manager at one point. Now he's like at the head table with him.
He's his buddy with an earring and a mullet. He looked like that dude that was like the Leaning Tower of Cheesa in like the Goofy movie. That's what he looks like, but a person.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like I like how he like gives like Michael J. Fox is just sort of like, here, other lady I was banging. You can just sort of be with my friend. Like that should be adequate for you, right? And I can be with the young woman I want, and you can have some consolation prize. It all came off very misogynistic to me, and just kind of like, ugh. And honestly, I'm not usually the biggest saber rattler with some of that, but
yeah, it's pretty.
It was bad, pretty bad in that respect.
Oh, the 80s. Oh, such a different world back then.
Oh, geez. Well, hopefully, we'll be able to be great like we were back then. So, John, what is your final grade and summary for The Secret to My Success?
I give The Secret to My Success a C. I did find it pretty enjoyable. Overall, it is really funny. Michael J. Fox is just an awesome, charismatic lead. Anything he's in, if the movie's bad, it's bad. Michael J. Fox carries it. He's fun to watch, and it had me laughing a lot. So, but the movie is very dated, and like we were just saying, there's a lot of things in it that just would not work today. So, just looking at it objectively, that's kind of where it sits for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it about a C-. I feel very similar about it. I think that I definitely have to knock it down quite a bit for its cliches and the fact that it's just kind of one of those like Hollywood mixture movies, but it's definitely better than it deserves to be, and I found myself laughing a lot more than I thought I would. So it definitely was a lot more enjoyable than I thought that The Secret of My Success was going to be, and especially for a raunchy 80s comedy. And I think if you like 80s movies and you definitely like laughing at 80s movies, you should throw this one on your list. Maybe throw Over the Top on with it as well or something like that. Or maybe some Roadhouse too. And I think that it's just it's a good one of those, I think. Like a good example of just sort of something that's super dated but just fun and smart enough that you're just going to have a good time. Well, I mean, there's definitely some dumb things that probably would never work out. It definitely pushes into kind of this wish fulfillment kind of area. But you know what? It's fun wish fulfillment. So if you guys are ever interested in checking this out for its 30-year anniversary or just want to watch some Michael J. Fox, check out The Secret to My Success. We definitely found ourselves surprised how much we ended up kind of enjoying this one. So guys, that's been our episode today, our 30-year anniversary of The Secret of My Success. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Tell us in the comments what you think. You can also like and subscribe here on YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter at BacktoFeature and on Facebook /BacktoFeature. I've been Giovanni Carlo.
And I'm John Vandaloo.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Oh, yeah.